Hello viewers and welcome to Healthy Wrinkles, a channel devoted to better healthcare of geriatrics. And also the channel is very useful and relevant for their family members and caregivers. Today I have a pleasure in welcoming Ms. Naina Oak, and she is a clinical psychologist. She is a postgraduate from SNDT Pune University in clinical psychology, and she has been practicing clinical psychology for over 10 years now. So welcome, Naina, for this session.
Thank you so
much. So my first question obviously is going to be, can you explain what is this, geriatric or elderly counseling? Because this appears to be a relatively new branch of science. So can you explain a little bit about it and how you go about it? What do you do actually?
Sure. So people often have difficulty understanding the word geriatrics. So first of all, I'll just explain what geriatrics is. So as pediatrics is about the healthcare of younger children and infants, geriatrics is the healthcare. It's a specialty which deals with healthcare of older adults, elderly people. And counseling for elderly people is called geriatric counseling. Now, geriatric counseling includes helping family members, helping adults to deal with the issues of aging process. For example, nowadays we see that elders go through a lot of concerns, starting from retirement transition, which may result in feelings of anxiety, loneliness, depression in some adults. There are certain adults who experience degenerative symptoms like memory loss or either loss of brain skills like reasoning, problem solving, or language ability. There are certain individuals who start showing psychological symptoms like extreme mood changes, irritability, aggression. And there are also a few adults, elders, who do not experience any of this, but they need a companion, an intellectual companion in their old age to spend their time very productively, constructively. So geriatric counseling is for all types of elders that I've just explained, and it helps elderly live their life more independently in a more effective manner. So in RG Care's geriatric counseling program, what we do is when the person starts geriatric counseling, when they take service from us, the first step is always psychological testing. This psychological testing gives us an idea about person's concerns. It could be anxiety, it could be stress, it could be loneliness, depression. It also gives us an insight into a person's brain abilities, cognitive abilities, that's what we call them. For example, memory, language, attention, all these things. Once we do the psychological testing and we understand these parameters, then we design different short-term and long-term activity plans for them. These activity plans are also dependent on the likings and dislikes of the elder. Once these activity plans are made, we visit elderly at their homes around 2 to 3 times in a week for a couple of hours each. And we try and engage them in different meaningful activities, as I mentioned.
Okay, so I think what I understand from you is like these interventions that you probably provide are in the context generally of the activities or some kind of games, if I use it in a layman's language, if I use that word, kind of thing, but not about medication, but so can you elaborate a little bit about these activities, like take 1 or 2 examples and maybe so that everyone would benefit and understand what it is, what kind of activities are there?
Sure. So for an instance, there is an 80-year-old female who worked in a college as a professor of Marathi, for example, for almost 35 years. She retired about 10 years ago. Immediately after retirement, she was living quite a happy life. There was no, deterioration as such. However, now post retirement, she is experiencing memory loss. Her word recall is also getting affected, meaning she cannot remember words very easily and quickly. And this lady is very fond of solving crosswords, uh, especially Marathi crosswords, since she was a professor of Marathi. Now, because of memory issue and because of recall problem, she is not able to solve the crossword the way she used to. She often spends a lot of time remembering words, and that makes her very irritable. So ultimately, she gives up. She's not able to finish the task. So in such cases, what a geriatric counselor will do is design a simpler crossword for her. This crossword will have word cues, but at the same time, picture cues also. So if at all she looking at the word cue, she's not able to remember the word, the picture will help her remembering that. So this is just an example of how games are simplified or redesigned for someone who has memory issues.
And I think customized, as you said very rightly, depending upon the level of the kind of memory loss or the other problem, customization is the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So this is a good example from the memory loss perspective. Also, otherwise, how how your interventions they benefit adults in the context of other neurological disorders or other challenges that they face.
Absolutely. So I'll give you one more example. Let's take another male, 85-year-old male, okay, who is perfect, who is without any physical or psychological deficit. He is retired, he's living with his family, and but all the family members are busy and they are unable to give him enough time. This person worked in the stock market as a stock market broker. He's quite interested in keeping a track of market updates and everything related to market and all the other stuff as well. Now, because of technology barrier, he is at times handicapped. He is not able to follow what he wants to. So in this case, our geriatric counselors, whenever they visit 2 or 3 times in a week, they not only help him learn the technology, but also discuss with him on various topics of his interest. So he gets a companion, a friend. At the same time, he gets to follow what he likes. And he does not require, help from his family members then, who are busy, which is quite natural.
Yeah, I think it's
So here,
wonderful. Yeah.
Works as a companion, as a friend, as a confidant, I would say, who he can, speak about his concerns without the fear of, the other person judging him. That confidentiality is maintained throughout. So
Yeah, it's a
geriatric.
wonderful set of services, I must say. Like, it's a quite a wider gamut in that case. It's not like, purely functional in nature, but even you are going beyond that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. And how does it benefit the family members also? Like one case I clearly see is that someone is not in a position to give time. So you are actually substituting that time. This is one clear example as per, our last conversation. So otherwise, but how it benefits the family members?
So if I talk about neurological disorders, caregiving becomes very stressful. To manage someone having dementia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease is very difficult. So caregivers go through a lot of stress. So geriatric counseling here provides first respite care to them. So a couple of hours in a day, they get free time for themselves. They get time to freshen up, rest, go out, whatever they want to do. Secondly, we also provide counseling for family members because they also need someone to vent out their feelings. So we listen to them. We also counsel them about the various conditions, various disorders of old age to help them understand how to communicate, what behavior modifications are required from the family member's side, to make the whole situation easier. And apart from that, we also at times have to talk to the care attendants, because if there are care attendants involved, they also need special dementia training to deal in, with the elder as well as with family members.
Yeah. So I think this is not only just taking care of the patient or elderly, but actually also setting up or helping set up the ecosystem around that individual is also, I think, appears to be very important part of this, the services that you provide.
Excellent.
Great to and have, we had a very nice conversation, Naina, and thanks for your time.